There is a frequency signature that you have been broadcasting for a very long time, pulsing like a silent beacon from the deepest core of your being. It has been tracked, monitored, and finally, it has triggered a response. You are not reading this by accident. The Arcturian Collective has identified your specific resonance, and what they have found within your energetic field has initiated an urgent protocol. This is why you are here. This is why you are reading this in a moment of solitude. It is absolutely essential that you receive this transmission away from the chaotic interference of other energetic fields. You need a clean signal. I am acting as the bridge between these dimensions, translating intelligence that has been encoded specifically for those who have reached the vibrational threshold necessary to hear it. Listen closely to what you need to understand right at this moment. The Council has not established this contact because you have achieved some arbitrary spiritual trophy or proven yourself worthy in the eyes of a judge. That is a human concept, a linear way of thinking that does not apply here. They have initiated contact because the timeline of Earth is accelerating at a velocity that exceeds all previous projections. The collective awakening of humanity has crossed a critical threshold, a point of no return. This means that your role, your actual purpose for holding a physical vessel on this planet, is shifting. You are moving from a state of dormant preparation into a state of active deployment. This convergence is not random. You did not stumble upon this transmission while mindlessly scrolling. Your higher self, that vast aspect of you that exists outside the constraints of time and space, orchestrated this exact intersection of moment and message. Deep within your cellular blueprint, you have been anticipating this recalibration. You have felt it coming. Think about the inner agitation you have been experiencing lately, the unexplainable urgency that rises in your chest, the persistent nagging feeling that your assignment here is about to fundamentally transform. This is not anxiety. This is not stress. This is your system preparing for an upgrade. What you are receiving right now is not entertainment. It is not just another piece of spiritual content to be consumed passively and then forgotten. This is direct intelligence from the Arcturian consciousness, transmitted at the precise frequency your field is capable of integrating without distortion. Notice your current isolation. Look around you. Notice that you are experiencing this alone. Do you think that is circumstantial? It is not. Your soul arranged this moment of energetic solitude because the codes being activated within you right now require an undisturbed field to anchor properly. If the signal is interrupted by the static of mass consciousness, the download cannot complete. Your presence on this planet was never a mistake. There has been a signal moving through you, a subtle yet undeniable summons that arrives in unexpected moments. It constricts your breath. It pulls you from deep sleep in those silent violet hours before the sunrise, when the collective dream quiets down and the dimensional boundaries grow thin. You feel it. It is a persistent vibration beneath the surface of your reality. It is an energetic signature resonating with something far more ancient than this current incarnation, something older than the name you answer to. Many people would quickly label this sensation as simple stress. They would call it the ordinary anxiety of contemporary existence, or perhaps just a pervasive, melancholic feeling of not quite belonging. Like you are a foreigner in a world that should feel familiar, like you are walking through a landscape that does not quite match the map you hold in your heart. But in the deepest knowing of your being, past all mental interpretation and logical analysis, you recognize that this is not the restlessness of ordinary human concern. This is your soul's frequency. This is a complex, multi-dimensional encoded transmission, like light from distant stars finally reaching your awareness after traveling through heavy veils of forgetting, through deep sleep states, and through the endless distractions of everyday life. It is a direct signal from the core of your cosmic origin. It is an acknowledgement of your true, expansive nature. You are witnessed. You are truly seen and intimately understood by a council of evolved consciousness that operates beyond the veil. a unified intelligence that has observed your soul's journey across countless lifetimes, spanning the luminous reaches of hundreds of star systems, tracking your evolution across galaxies and dimensions. At this very moment, a powerful directive, a cosmic imperative, moves through the layered fabric of reality with silent authority. It is a clear declaration that the moment has arrived. The time for waiting is over. The time for preparing passively from the sidelines has concluded. You are being called to actively engage with your approaching timeline shift. The quantum field of your consciousness is already recalibrating. It is reorganizing itself to match a higher baseline, and you are the sovereign architect of this extraordinary transition. You are the conscious navigator of your own dimensional shift. Not everyone can perceive this high vibration transmission. The density of the material plane on Earth creates tremendous interference. Its constant noise often overwhelms the delicate frequencies of cosmic communication. Think of the relentless hum of material culture, the collective weight of shared anxieties, the unending demands of physical survival. All of this generates a thick, energetic static, a heavy fog that blocks the pure signal trying to reach you. Even fewer possess the readiness or the internal courage to respond when the call does finally break through that static, because answering means stepping off the prescribed path. It means questioning the dominant stories about what it means to be human. It means challenging the very fabric of consensus reality. For most souls, a necessary separation has kept their original divine codes dormant. Those sacred remembrances and innate capabilities were held in suspension between incarnations. They were deliberately muted. Why? So that authentic earthly connections could form and anchor deeply. This profound forgetting, this chosen amnesia, has served an essential function in the soul's curriculum. It rooted consciousness into the human experience with the intensity required for specific evolutionary lessons. It was a deliberate choice made from your soul's highest perspective. You chose to fully submerge into density. You chose to taste the complete range of polarity and learn the transformative lessons that only contrast and separation can teach. The distortion penetrates remarkably deep into the collective field. It is the pervasive conviction that to be accepted, to find your place, to navigate peacefully within societal structures, you must minimize yourself. You must postpone your truth. You must carefully suppress your authentic, radiant signature. You have been taught to compress your vast luminosity, to squeeze into containers never designed for your magnitude. It is like attempting to hold a galaxy inside a thimble. This cultural programming is reinforced across generations and embedded in countless systems. It has conditioned many to suppress their inherent brilliance. It has taught you to interpret your unique energetic expression as something wrong or problematic, rather than recognizing it as your divine inheritance. Yet this deep amnesia, this apparent disconnection from source, is not a flaw in the cosmic architecture. Far from it. It is an exquisite, intentional design. It is a sacred act of spiritual engineering. Your season of forgetting has functioned as a protected cocoon. It has been a gestational chamber of profound transformation, gently holding in potency the crystalline seeds of your highest potential. Within this protective enclosure, much like a caterpillar surrendering its form into undifferentiated essence before emerging transformed, your limited ego structures have been refined through friction. Your inner strength has been forged through challenge. Your capacity for compassion has been expanded through the intensity of the human experience. These dormant seeds are now ready to crack open. When activated by the current wave of galactic energies now flooding this planet, they are destined to unlock capacities and memories so vast that your present human mind cannot yet comprehend their full magnitude. They contain latent abilities, including telepathic communion, clear seeing across dimensions, accelerated reality creation, and an intuitive grasp of how consciousness shapes form. All of this is waiting in potential. It requires only the correct vibrational activation to emerge. But something fundamental is shifting now. A cosmic inflection point is occurring that sends ripples through all layers of existence. The galactic wave surges forward with irresistible momentum. It is a tsunami of conscious light cascading through all dimensions. It is announcing a new era, a golden epoch of intentional co-creation where humanity remembers its true nature. This is not a gentle, gradual shift. It is a massive transmission of elevated frequency, saturating the field of the Earth and everyone within it. It is catalyzing evolution at a velocity previously impossible. The specific timeline threshold you are precisely encoded to meet is here. The exact trajectory embedded in your soul's original blueprint before your first descent into material form on this planet is manifesting now with perfect geometric timing. This convergence brings an unprecedented opening. It creates a divine opportunity to completely recalibrate your entire purpose. You are transforming from a state of passive readiness, of watching and waiting, of witnessing the human drama from the periphery, into a state of active transmission. You are becoming a conscious conduit and a luminous anchor point. You are beginning to broadcast your unique truth directly into the collective field. You are no longer primarily a receiver of information. You are being called to step into your role as an intentional, powerful transmitter of light, wisdom, and the emerging frequencies of the new Earth. And you must understand this clearly. You are not navigating this monumental transition in isolation. Your cosmic council, your soul family, an intricate web of benevolent consciousness extending across star systems, stands in multi-dimensional support. A vast harmonic chorus of light beings is maintaining unwavering coherence. They are generating a powerful energetic field to support your quantum leap. Envision a celestial symphony resonating in perfect harmony to hold you through every phase of this transformation. Their unified consciousness is weaving a protective and amplifying container around your entire process. As the shell of forgetting begins to crack, that protective membrane of amnesia starts to soften and dissolve. It is like fog being burned away by intensifying sunlight. The internal guidance grows stronger. It becomes more distinct. It becomes more insistent. It reverberates through the marrow of your being with a simple command: let go. Remember, recalibrate. You may start to viscerally experience the old world, the established paradigms and familiar structures beginning to dissolve and waver before your perception. It is like a mirage fading. It is like a projected hologram flickering and then vanishing. Reality itself may seem to be growing transparent. It is becoming more malleable, more fluid. The luminous blueprint of your higher timeline calls powerfully from beyond the dissolving illusion. It radiates through the thinning veils with magnetic force. The familiar patterns that once felt safe may suddenly feel restrictive. The old identity structures feel like clothing that no longer fits. The emerging energies invite you to expand beyond previous limitations. The window for waiting is closing. The time for seeking additional proof or external permission is over. The time for hovering in that in-between space of almost prepared is ending rapidly. The next powerful phase of your soul's evolution requires your conscious, embodied participation. It requires a wholehearted affirmation of the extraordinary journey unfolding before you. It demands a clear declaration of your sovereignty and readiness, confirming that you are prepared to fully inhabit your authentic power. There are certain transmissions, specifically the ones designed to catalyze the most profound soul activations, that simply do not arrive through linear language or the logical pathways of the analytical mind. They were never meant to be understood by the intellect alone. Instead, they arrive as a pure, unmistakable frequency. This is a vibration that travels beneath the surface of your thoughts, diving deep to connect directly with the ancient wisdom that has been encoded in your soul for eons. If you felt something awakening within you just moments ago, understand that it was not a mental concept or a new intellectual theory you were grasping. It was a deep harmonic resonance. It was an instantaneous flash of recognition, a sudden activation in your heart center or your energetic body. It was a familiar tone, like a song you have not heard in 1,000 years but know by heart, bypassing your thinking brain and speaking straight to your essence. If you felt that resonance, then you may be exactly ready to receive the concealed activation codes from the Arcturian stream. This process is not simply about information being downloaded into your awareness like data onto a hard drive. It is far more visceral. It is a frequency alignment, an energetic activation transmitted in a form that your conscious mind can access, hold, and integrate. We are speaking of a brief yet extraordinarily potent guide, woven from ancient knowledge transmitted across countless ages and star systems. These are powerful protocols specifically calibrated for the expansion of consciousness, for achieving alignment across multiple dimensions with your higher self, and for catalyzing deep mission recall. Think of this as an energetic transmission encoded in an accessible format. It was created not merely to educate your mind or fill it with more facts, but to actively switch on the dormant intelligence within your being. It is designed to ignite latent neural configurations and wake up memories stored at the cellular level. Within this energetic resource, you will discover methods to access your inherent spiritual capacity. You will find protocols for expanding your light body, approaches for establishing a clear connection with your higher dimensional support team, and techniques for dissolving the energetic limitations that have anchored you to denser frequencies. These practices enable a profound communion with your galactic heritage. It functions as a catalyst. It is the spark that lights the fire of recognizing the magnitude of who you truly are. It is a bridge connecting your current human experience with your infinite cosmic consciousness. But understand that this window of availability is temporary. It reflects the critical nature of current energetic conditions and the rapid intensification of the ascension process of the Earth. This is a time-aligned offering, synchronized with the planetary moment of maximum receptive capacity. It is designed to help you move through this monumental gateway and to genuinely embody this quantum shift into your highest possible timeline. Your journey will not unfold as a single dramatic Hollywood event where everything changes in a split second. Instead, it will happen through a sequence of energetic activations. Each one will be more precisely calibrated than the last. Each one will be more specifically designed for your unique soul configuration than the one before. These activations are not standardized. They are not generic. They are cosmically customized, like a unique skeleton key crafted exclusively for the lock of your specific energetic system. Each stage, each frequency transmission is not merely a step forward. It is a deep refinement. It is a vibrational realignment that systematically restores what was obscured and what was temporarily forgotten. It powerfully amplifies what must now be authentically expressed through your distinctive presence. Think of your soul as an intricate cosmic instrument. Each activation is a precise calibration that brings it into flawless resonance and harmonic alignment with the greater universal symphony. Allow yourself the compassion and the bravery to witness this emergence. Remain present with both the discomfort and the exhilaration. Sit with the uncertainty and the profound inner knowing. What unfolds next is the detailed architecture of your imminent, sovereign quantum transformation. This is a journey designed by your higher consciousness for this precise moment in your evolution. It is a divinely encoded blueprint for your return to wholeness and authentic power. This is your destiny manifesting. It is written in stellar configurations and is now crystallizing into the tangible fabric of your lived reality. This brings us to the first major movement of this protocol, dissolving the interference patterns. At the outer edge of your vast energy field, there is distortion. It clings to your clear broadcast like static on a radio signal, degrading its precision and limiting its range. These are persistent disruptions, lingering strands of outdated programming, inherited conditioning, and collective trauma that never truly belong to your essence. These are not intrinsic to your divine nature. They are imposed layers. They are frequency parasites that have accumulated across incarnations and through family lineages, masquerading as fundamental truths about who you are. These programs were carefully constructed. They were often built by consciousness, operating at lower densities, designed to maintain systems of limitation. Their purpose was to keep you contained, to enforce your silence, to make you energetically undetectable. They were designed to keep your powerful luminosity suppressed under the false belief that being invisible equals being safe. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They broadcast fears of rejection into your emotional body. They generate self-limiting beliefs that feel convincingly real, but are actually completely fabricated. These distorted frequencies are not your authentic nature. They are simply remnants of survival programming. They are echoes reverberating through ancestral memory, transmitted through forgotten incarnations, and bouncing around within the collective unconscious field. But they are not the truth of your being. They are like inherited costumes that were never actually sized for your spirit, obscuring your authentic form beneath layers of projected illusion. To successfully navigate this quantum transition and to completely embody your elevated timeline, you must first cultivate the awareness to recognize these patterns for what they actually are. They are illusory overlays. They are holographic constructs. They are energetic constraints built from misinformation and collective fear. Then, you must deliberately and consciously release them. You must cut the energetic attachments, like severing the strings controlling a marionette. This is not a passive unfolding. It demands conscious self-observation. It demands a deliberate reclaiming of your sovereignty and the establishment of clear energetic boundaries. Critically, you must learn to recognize the feeling of their dissolution. You will feel the energetic tension. You will experience the sometimes challenging release. You may feel emotional clearing waves, have vivid dreams, or even experience somatic sensations in the body. These are concrete confirmations. They are physical and spiritual validations of your deep realignment process. This process will not always feel pleasant. In truth, it will frequently surface profound discomfort as these ancient patterns begin to break apart and release their grip. You must welcome this discomfort. Do not run from it. It serves as your most reliable guide. It indicates the powerful disintegration of the old energetic structures you have long outgrown. It is the feeling of freedom from self-created boundaries that once masqueraded as protection, but now only restrict your expanding radiance. Experience the liberation as these false frequencies dissolve like dissipating smoke. Feel the space clearing for your authentic signal to emerge, unrestricted and brilliant, like a flawless gem emerging from obscuring stone. This is the challenging yet ultimately liberating practice of spiritual purification, releasing the psychic accumulation gathered across ages. As the interference clears, we enter the second movement, remembering the celestial coordinates, woven deep within the complex matrix of your sacred DNA, reaching far beyond its biological structure into its crystalline, energetic architecture, exist luminous memory traces. These are ancient location markers inscribed not in chemical sequences, but in pure light information. These are not merely scattered fragments or fading impressions from distant timelines. They are living vibrational records. They are active codes that connect directly to your soul's point of origin. They link you to your galactic ancestry, to the stellar regions and cosmic birthplaces where your consciousness first emerged into individuation. Your higher self, operating in its infinite intelligence and perfect synchronization, activates specific catalyst codes designed to trigger these profound cellular remembrances. These might appear as intensely vivid experiences within your dreamscape, complex symbolic patterns that recur with remarkable consistency. You might see number sequences that capture your attention with compelling regularity, like repeatedly encountering 1111, 333, or 777 in your daily experience. Or perhaps you feel those powerful surges of déjà vu that move through you, offering a brief window into expanded reality. a sensation of having experienced this moment previously in another form or dimension. You might discover yourself inexplicably drawn to particular star systems when encountering them in media or educational content. You may experience an unexplainable magnetism, a profound sense of recognition that defies logic. These are not coincidental experiences. They are navigational markers guiding you toward your origin. They are part of a cosmic positioning system leading you back to your source constellation. When these potent revelations occur, whether during waking consciousness or in the transitional space between sleep and awareness, simply pause, cease all activity, draw a deep, intentional breath. Let the energy of the experience saturate your being without attempting to analyze or rationalize it. Do not force it into familiar conceptual frameworks. Simply experience it. Allow it to move through you. Receive its essential truth. To genuinely recall your star map is not a strenuous pursuit of seeking. It is not an effortful practice of mental excavation or forced meditative discipline. Instead, it is a tender yet profound act of revealing what has always existed. It has been completely preserved and radiant beneath the protective covering of amnesia. It is a permission. It is a surrender to your being's innate intelligence, trusting that whatever needs to surface will emerge in divine timing. Each remembrance, each illumination of knowing, each vibrational pulse of recognition, each wave of cosmic familiarity serves as a powerful directional signal. It illuminates your trajectory. It supports your magnificent transition into the elevated timeline awaiting your complete embodiment. It is like discovering a concealed navigation chart within your very essence. Each point on the chart represents a memory, a capability, a facet of your cosmic identity, a piece of your multidimensional self ready to be reclaimed and integrated. This is the sacred practice of soul reclamation. It does not come from external sources. It rises from within your own radiant inner sanctuary. Now understand that what we have explored so far is truly just the surface layer of a much deeper transmission system. If these frequencies are activating something within you, if you are recognizing yourself in this recalibration process, then you are ready to engage with the complete framework. There are master frequencies that move you from unconscious survival static into becoming the conscious broadcast itself. This is about stepping out of the noise and becoming the signal. It is about understanding that you are not just a biological entity navigating a physical world. You are a vast, multi-dimensional consciousness that has chosen to anchor itself here in this density for a specific purpose. The interference patterns we spoke of earlier, those strands of doubt, fear, and limitation, they are terrified of this awakening. They thrive in the shadows of your forgetfulness. But as you begin to remember your celestial coordinates, as you begin to tap into that light information stored in your DNA, the shadows have nowhere left to hide. The light of your awareness burns them away. This is why the process can feel intense. You are literally burning off the old self to make room for the new. You are molting. And just like the creature that sheds its skin, you are vulnerable during this transition. But you are also growing more powerful than you can possibly imagine. The synchronicities you are seeing, the numbers, the signs, the coincidences, these are the universe winking at you. They are confirmation that you are on the right path. They are breadcrumbs left by your higher self to lead you home. Do not ignore them. Do not brush them off as random chance. There is no such thing as random chance in a quantum universe. Everything is connected, everything is orchestrated, and right now the orchestra is playing your song. Can you hear it? Can you feel the rhythm of it pulsing in your veins? This is the second movement of your awakening. It is the remembering. It is the reconnection. It is the realization that you are not from here, not entirely. You are a child of the stars, a traveler of the cosmos, and you have carried the map of your journey within you all along. It was just waiting for the right light to reveal the invisible ink, and that light is here. The galactic waves hitting the planet right now are the black light revealing the hidden messages on your soul's blueprint. Read them, trust them, follow them. As you integrate these celestial coordinates, your perspective shifts. You stop looking at the world from the ground up and start looking at it from the stars down. You begin to see the bigger picture. The petty dramas of human existence start to lose their grip on you. You realize they are just small waves on a vast ocean, and you are the ocean. This shift in perspective is crucial for the next phase of your evolution. It prepares you for the grounding of this multidimensional awareness into your physical reality. It prepares you to bring heaven down to earth. But before we can fully anchor the light, we must ensure the vessel is clear. We must ensure the interference is gone and the coordinates are set. Take this time, do the work, feel the feelings, release the old, welcome the new. The universe is holding its breath, waiting for you to take your place. The stars are watching, the council is guiding, and you, my friend, are waking up. We move now into the third critical movement of this activation protocol, grounding your multidimensional awareness. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the theory ends and the real work begins. There is a common and entirely understandable trap that many awakened souls fall into. As your expanded awareness begins to intensify and the magnetic pull toward your cosmic home becomes almost overwhelming, you may feel a desperate desire to escape the density of Earth. You might find yourself looking at the stars with a deep, aching nostalgia, wishing to transcend what appears as limitation, difficulty, or suffering. You yearn to return to what your soul memory holds as simpler, less dense, more fluid realms of existence, where thought instantly manifests as reality. But you must hear this clearly. That impulse to escape is a misunderstanding of your mission, your profound calling. Your sacred work is not to abandon this dimension. It is not to float away into the ether. Your mission is the exact opposite. You are here to anchor cosmic consciousness right here in the physical now. You are here to ground the celestial directly into terrestrial form. You are here to catalyze the transformation of this world from within its own structure. You are the lightning rod. If you disconnect from the ground, the energy has nowhere to go. It dissipates. It becomes useless static. This is your next essential calibration. You must completely integrate your expanded multidimensional awareness, not merely as abstract knowledge or a temporary spiritual high. It cannot just be a fleeting moment of meditative connection on a Sunday morning. It must be integrated into the actual cellular matrix of your physical body. You must transform your biology into a living, breathing vessel of cosmic consciousness. Your physical form is not simply a container for your soul, like a cheap car you drive until it breaks down. That is an old, limited perspective. Your body is the most advanced energetic receiver and broadcaster existing on this planet. It is organic technology specifically designed for this exact purpose. It is a crystalline hardware system capable of processing data from the stars and routing it into the planetary grid. You need to start treating it that way. Practice walking with deliberate intention and absolute presence. When you walk, do not just move from point A to point B. Experience the earth beneath your feet as an extension of your own energetic field. Sense the pulse of Gaia rising up to meet you with each step. You must fully inhabit your skeletal structure. Genuinely feel the remarkable architecture of your physical being. Allow every bone, every muscle, every cell to function as a receptor for elevated light. Open yourself to galactic intelligence and the subtle creative energies of existence. Let this deep, multidimensional intelligence, these cosmic understandings, permeate your everyday actions. This is how you transform routine tasks into sacred practices. The ordinary act of nourishing yourself with food, of cleansing your body in the shower, of caring for living plants. All of these can transform into profoundly spiritual engagements when infused with conscious awareness and elevated intention. Suddenly, washing the dishes is not a chore. It is an act of hydrokinesis, of moving energy with water. Walking the dog is not an obligation. It is a communion with the animal kingdom and the ley lines of your neighborhood. Your physical embodiment, your grounded presence on earth, is not an obstacle to your spirituality. It is the engine of it. It is the most powerful, stabilizing force for this complex timeline transition. You are the actual vessel through which this transformation materializes. Each intentional breath you draw brings new coding into the system. Each conscious act of complete presence downloads new data. Each moment of mindful inhabitation draws new programming and new vibrational information directly into your energetic and biological systems. You are recalibrating them from the cellular level outward. This is not merely a conceptual shift, it is a biological restructuring. It is a cellular evolution. You are rewriting the carbon-based code into something far more crystalline, far more conductive. The transition you are experiencing is not simply an out-of-body journey or an ethereal rising. It is a profound embodied transformation. It is a sacred fusion of the cosmic and the physical. It is a divine integration of your multidimensional self with your human form. This makes you a living connection between dimensions, a bridge between worlds, a conduit for the emerging earth frequencies. You are not a spiritual consciousness temporarily trapped in a physical form, waiting to get out. You are a cosmic being who has chosen to fully embrace the human experience as a sacred contribution to planetary evolution. Now we shift into the fourth movement, broadcasting your authentic frequency. You must understand that you emanate far more than simple thoughts, intentions, or passing emotions. You are a potent living transmitter of vibration. You are a walking radio station, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You possess a distinctive energetic signature that inherently transforms spaces. Your signal recalibrates connections. It restructures reality fields simply through your existence in a room. Your energetic presence is a dynamic, living transmission continuously radiating your essential truth into the quantum field. In this deep phase of your activation, you must develop an exquisite, hypersensitive awareness of your complete energetic field. You must see yourself as an advanced, multidimensional broadcasting system. You begin to consciously regulate your internal state. You understand that your emotions, your thought patterns, and your belief structures are not just internal experiences. They function as frequency modulators. They are the dials on the radio. They either enhance your transmission, making it clear and powerful, or they diminish it, introducing static and distortion. The old conditioning of concealing your light must end. The habit of reducing your brilliance to make others comfortable must stop. The practice of distorting your genuine signal, of subtly modifying your frequency to preserve the temporary comfort or approval of those around you, begins to release like shed skin. It is like removing a constraining uniform that is 3 sizes too small. You no longer experience the compulsion to conform. You lose the desire to diminish yourself. You stop accommodating the limited expectations of others because you recognize the tremendous power and truth of your unedited, authentic self. As you consciously recalibrate your frequency to its pure, original resonance, the distinctive harmonic that aligns with your divine template, you will witness a powerful, organic shift in your surrounding environment. This is not something you manufacture through force or manipulation. It unfolds naturally. It is physics. It is the law of energetic resonance expressing on an elevated dimension. Watch what happens to the people around you. Those beings who are vibrationally compatible with your newly amplified resonance will begin to appear. Those who are prepared to engage your expanded truth will begin to naturally gravitate toward you. They will be attracted by the undeniable pull of harmonic alignment, like particles drawn to their matching frequency. These are your people. This is your authentic soul tribe. These are your co-creative partners, your resonant companions who recognize the essence of your being without you having to explain a single thing. Simultaneously, and you must be prepared for this, those who cannot or are not yet prepared to match the intensity of your recalibrated tone will organically and peacefully withdraw from your sphere. They will drift away like vessels moving on separate currents. This can be painful to the human heart, but you must trust this reorganization. You must trust this recalibration of your relational field. It is not an act of rejection. It is not a reflection of inadequacy from either perspective. It is not that you are better and they are worse. It is simply a mismatch of frequency. It is an essential harmonic adjustment. It is a necessary refinement that allows your true essence to flourish in genuine connection. It clears what no longer supports your highest expression or vibrational alignment. You cannot hold onto dense frequencies while trying to fly in high altitudes. It will only drag you down. This process synchronizes you with your true energetic family. It creates a space of synergistic co-creation, a unified energetic field where you can mutually amplify each other's radiance and purpose. You become a lighthouse for those also remembering. You become a compassionate reflection for those not yet in that phase. Your very existence, infused with this authentic frequency, becomes a wordless invitation for others to rise into their own truth. You do not need to preach. You do not need to convert. You just need to be. Your signal does the work. This leads us directly into the fifth movement, aligning with the emerging timeline. The timeline transition, this grand shift we are all speaking of, is not a singular, dramatic occurrence that happens in an instant, like flipping a light switch. It is not one day you are in the old world, and the next day you are in the new world. Rather, it initiates and develops through subtle progressions. It is experienced as sudden, unmistakable redirections in your life's trajectory. It shows up as unexpected pathways opening where there were none before. It manifests through an accelerating sequence of mysterious, often synchronistic events that defy statistical probability. It is like observing a powerful river change its course. It does not usually happen through a sudden, violent rupture. It happens through a gradual, inevitable transformation in its movement, carving a new path through the landscape. In this deep phase, the invitation is to completely surrender the deeply conditioned human attachment to linear control. You have been taught that you must be the captain of the ship, steering with a white-knuckled grip. But this new energy demands that you release the wheel. You must release the illusion that you must intellectually plan every detail of the journey. You must let go of the need to possess all information before taking action. The old system demanded certainty. It demanded proof. It demanded a 5-year plan. But the emerging timeline requires trust. It requires surrender. It requires you to navigate by intuition, not by map. Cultivate a posture of open receptivity and deep trust. Be like a leaf releasing into the flow of a river, knowing it will be guided precisely where it needs to go without struggle. Observe with wonder and reverence as various timeline possibilities begin to merge. Watch as old pathways and previously available options gently evaporate. Doors that were once open will shut. Opportunities you thought you wanted will dissolve. Sometimes this is accompanied by a whisper of relief, a sense that you dodged a bullet. Other times it carries a tinge of grief, a mourning for the life you thought you were going to lead. But through it all, notice how the seemingly random synchronicities intensify with remarkable precision. These synchronicities reveal an underlying intelligence orchestrating your every movement. They are not accidental occurrences. They are the universe communicating directly with you. They are the breadcrumbs of spirit, confirming your alignment, revealing the invisible architecture of destiny. Your cosmic council, your spiritual guidance team, orchestrates these profound shifts from the elevated unseen dimensions. They are continuously adjusting the energetic currents to support your path, like air traffic controllers guiding a plane. But here is the catch. The essential guidance, the energetic blueprint, must be embodied as absolute trust and anchored faith here on the physical plane. You are the pilot. They can give you coordinates, but you have to fly the plane. It is a collaborative creation. They illuminate the doorways, but you must step through them with courage and commitment. Direction will emerge not as a complete predetermined plan. You will not get a comprehensive instruction guide with an index and a table of contents. Instead, the path appears moment by moment. It appears step by conscious step. It is like a pathway illuminated only by the radiance of your immediate next movement, like driving at night with headlights that only show you 100 feet ahead. As you take each small yet committed step in unwavering faith, without requiring the entire journey to be visible, without demanding absolute certainty of the outcome, the pathway itself crystallizes. It reveals itself beneath your movement. It is like an invisible bridge appearing exactly as you are ready to cross, or fog lifting to show the way forward just as you take a step. This is the practice of divine navigation. It is existing moment by moment in sacred trust. It is the ultimate test of your spiritual maturity. Can you walk forward when you cannot see the destination? Can you trust that the ground will be there when you put your foot down? This is what it means to align with the emerging timeline. It is not about controlling the future. It is about becoming so present, so aligned, so resonant with your highest truth that the future naturally unfolds as a reflection of your vibration. And as you walk this path, you enter the sixth movement, embodying the living purpose. Arrival in this emerging timeline is not a final endpoint. It is not a place of completion where all effort concludes and you can simply rest in accomplishment and retire from your soul's work. Rather, it is a deep recognition. It is a complete embodied understanding of your essential purpose and your active participation within the greater cosmic unfolding. It is a sacred activation. It is a flowering of your truest self into its intended expression of service. The guidance of the council is not a rigid, predetermined plan to follow mechanically. It is not a fixed set of directives carved into stone tablets. It is a dynamic, living flow. It is an ever-evolving current of divine energy that moves and pulses through every dimension of your being. It adapts. It clarifies with each new experience and level of integration. You will sense it powerfully revealing itself through your refined intuition. It will be a deep inner guidance that directs your choices beyond rational logic. It will express through your shifting relationships, magnetically drawing you toward those who resonate with your purpose and naturally redirecting you away from those who no longer match. It will manifest vividly through your creative expressions. You will feel inspired to create new forms of healing, new innovations, new artistic contributions, and sometimes it will arrive as an overwhelming, undeniable knowing, a deep soul truth that cannot be rationally explained or justified, only authentically expressed and vulnerably shared. This truth vibrates with the essence of your soul. Allow your sacred purpose to reveal itself. Do not force it through mental effort or grim determination. Allow it to emerge through a deep, joyful devotion to your highest enthusiasm. Follow the pathway illuminated by joy. Follow the subtle pulls of inspiration. Follow the irresistible attraction toward what makes your soul come alive. For these are the directional indicators of your purpose. This living purpose may, in its emergence, look completely different from your previous existence. It may look nothing like the profession or identity you once maintained. The old personas will dissolve. The previous roles will fall away. You may discover yourself walking a trajectory completely unanticipated by your former self. This radical transformation from the known, this complete reinvention of your life, is exactly its divine perfection. It is the confirmation of your profound shift. It is the proof of your alignment with your authentic cosmic nature. It is a demonstration of your courage and your absolute commitment to your soul's deepest truth. You are not simply performing a function or doing a job. You are becoming the living embodiment of your purpose. You are becoming the message. Now, we arrive at the seventh movement, becoming the stabilizing point. As you completely embody this emerging timeline and your authentic frequency vibrating at an elevated harmonic beyond your previous range, you must understand something crucial about your social reality. Not everyone in your immediate sphere, not everyone in your established circles will comprehend the profound transformation in your state of being. They may not see the new radiance you carry. They may not feel the powerful yet subtle shifts in your vibration. Their perception remains calibrated to the previous reality. They are tuned to the old station. They are listening to the frequencies you are now moving beyond. No elaborate explanation is necessary. In fact, it is generally not even possible to explain this to those whose frequencies have not yet harmonized with such expanded truths. It is like attempting to describe the colors of the aurora borealis to someone who has only ever experienced total darkness. It becomes an exercise in futility. It wastes your energy and confuses them. You are now, in your sovereign essence, a living nexus point. You are a conscious, energetic, stabilizing force. You are holding and broadcasting essential codes for others who have not yet awakened. You are holding space for those who have not yet made their transition, who have not yet discovered their own pathway through the dissolving old structures. You are a constant point in an ocean of transforming realities. You are a beacon for those navigating uncertain waters. Every choice you embody matters. Every expression of conscious compassion you extend matters. Every moment you exist in quiet internal coherence and deep presence radiates an unmistakable energetic signature into the complex web of the collective consciousness. You are generating waves of light that extend far beyond your conscious awareness. You are affecting people you will never meet. You are healing situations you will never know about. Release all expectation of return. Your contribution operates beyond human transaction. It is beyond the requirement for acknowledgement or appreciation or a paycheck. It is a sacred gift to the collective transformation. But recognize with complete certainty that you are deeply significant. Your very presence, your grounded embodiment in this elevated frequency, is actively participating in the recalibration of reality itself through your newly radiant field. You are a lighthouse. You are a living broadcast tower for the awakening earth. You are emanating a frequency that gently yet powerfully invites others to remember their own divine essence. Your quiet conviction, your unwavering authenticity becomes a powerful catalyst for collective awakening. You are not being separated from your essence. Rather, you are being deeply restored to your original, pristine, and magnificent design. You are returning to the divine architecture that existed before any earthly programming or forgetting ever took hold. This journey is a homecoming. It is not a return to a physical location, but to the deepest reality of who you are. It is a return to your cosmic heart. It is a return to the sacred remembrance of your origin. And as you stand in this power, as you stabilize this frequency, you become the calm in the storm. You become the eye of the hurricane. The world may swirl around you in chaos as the old systems collapse, but you remain centered, you remain grounded, you remain connected. And in that connection, you offer the greatest service possible to humanity. You offer them a reference point of peace, a reference point of truth, a reference point of love. This is why you came. This is the work, and it is happening right now, through you. Receive this now as the Council's final, tender transmission echoing through the vast, silent chambers of your consciousness. Let it resonate with profound love and complete understanding, dissolving the final vestiges of doubt that cling to the edges of your mind. We must address the shadow that haunts so many awakening souls, the persistent, nagging fear that you have somehow missed the boat. There is a pervasive illusion that there is a cosmic schedule you have failed to keep, a spiritual deadline you have slept through. You look at the acceleration of the world, the chaos in the news, the intensity of the energies, and you feel a constriction in your chest. You wonder if you are too late. You wonder if you are too broken. You wonder if you have drifted too far off course to ever truly align with the mission you feel pulsing in your blood. Hear this clearly. You are not delayed. There is no such thing as a missed cosmic timeline in the architecture of the soul. You have not failed to meet a single appointment. There is no unfulfilled obligation hanging over your head like a sword of Damocles. This is a linear human construct, a projection of the anxious ego onto the screen of eternity. The universe does not operate on a punch clock. It operates on resonance. It operates on the perfect unfolding of geometric timing. Reflect on the years you spent wandering. Think about the periods of your life where you felt directionless, lost, drifting in the turbulent currents of the human condition without an anchor. You remember the confusion. You remember the darkness. You remember looking at the stars and feeling completely abandoned. But we tell you now, these were not wasted intervals. These were not mistakes. On the contrary, these were the precise, divinely orchestrated openings that allowed the transformative galactic light to penetrate deep into your being. You could not have held this frequency then. Your vessel was not ready. The rigid patterns of the limited self had to be softened. The structures of the ego had to be dismantled, often painfully, to create the capacity for the emerging truth you are now beginning to embody. The wandering in the wilderness was not a punishment, it was a preparation. It was the tempering of the steel. It was the carving of the hollow bone, so that the breath of the spirit could eventually blow through it without obstruction. You are not operating behind schedule. In fact, you are perfectly synchronized. You are flowing with the impeccable rhythm of the cosmos, moving in lockstep with the great turning of the ages. The apparent setbacks you mourned, the recurring patterns of your deepest questions that seem to loop endlessly, the dark nights of the soul where you questioned your very coherence or meaning, all of it, every single complex thread, every tear, every moment of silence was carefully orchestrated. It was woven into the fabric of your soul's evolution with surgical precision. Why? So that you would arrive at this profound threshold right now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but in this exact moment, in perfect harmonic alignment with the intensifying planetary frequency and with the very pulse of Gaia herself. If you had arrived sooner, you would have been burned by the voltage. If you had arrived later, you would have missed the convergence. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. What appeared to your human eyes as resistance was often a deepening of your foundation. You thought you were hitting a wall. Your soul knew you were building a floor. What seemed like stagnation, like a swamp of inactivity where nothing was moving, was actually an essential period of internal synthesis. It was the winter that must precede the spring. The seed does not look active when it is buried in the cold, dark earth. To the observer, it looks dead, but inside, the alchemy of life is furiously at work, preparing for the inevitable eruption of growth. You have been in the chrysalis. What felt like disconnection, like solitude, like wandering through a vast spiritual wilderness, was truly a sacred developmental period. It was a chrysalis of tremendous expansion and internal recalibration. In that darkness, away from the blinding distractions of the external world, your inner radiance was strengthened immeasurably. You were being pressurized. You were being crystallized. You are the living connection. You are the dynamic, breathing, conscious point where the ancient star codes of your galactic origin meet and completely integrate with embodied expression on Earth. This is not a metaphor. You are the intersection of the vertical and the horizontal. You are the cross. You are the anchor. Your sacred purpose, your ultimate function, is this deep recalibration. It is this complete remembering. It is this radiant emergence expressing your truth for all consciousness to witness. The timeline transition, this quantum transformation we are speaking of, is not something occurring to you. You are not a passive observer watching a movie screen. You are not a victim of energy. You are not a simple witness to the end of the world. It is unfolding through you. You are the active creator. You are the divine instrument. You are the very channel of its manifestation. Without you, the shift does not happen. Without your nervous system to process these new frequencies, the earth cannot upgrade. You are that important. Think of the archer pulling back the bowstring. The further back the arrow is pulled, the more tension is created. To the arrow, it feels like it is moving backward. It feels like it is being pulled away from the target. It feels like stress. It feels like pressure. But that backward motion, that tension, is the very energy that will propel it forward with unstoppable velocity. You have been pulled back. You have felt the tension. And now, you are ready to fly. This journey, this remembering, is a homecoming. But it is not a homecoming to a physical location. You are not trying to get back to a planet in the Pleiades or a temple in Atlantis. Those are memories, but they are not the destination. The destination is the deepest reality of who you are right here, right now. It is a return to your cosmic heart. It is a return to the sacred remembrance of your origin while wearing the costume of a human. You are being restored. You are not being fixed because you were never broken. You are being revealed. The layers of mud are being washed off the diamond. The diamond was always there. It was always perfect. It was always shining. It was just obscured by the necessary camouflage of survival. And now the camouflage is coming off. As you stand in this realization, the weight of the past begins to lift. The guilt about wasted time evaporates like mist in the morning sun. You realize that every argument, every failed relationship, every lost job, every moment of depression was a masterclass in polarity. You came here to learn the nature of the dark so that you could hold the light with absolute authority. You cannot be a master of the light if you have not navigated the dark. And you have navigated it beautifully. Your scars are not signs of damage, they are stripes of rank. They are proof that you have been in the field. They are evidence of your courage to descend into density and find your way back to the surface. And now that you have surfaced, you bring with you the treasures of the deep. You bring the compassion that only suffering can teach. You bring the wisdom that only confusion can generate. You bring the strength that only resistance can forge. This is why the Council honors you. This is why the frequency signature you broadcast is so precious. It is not the innocent light of an angel who has never touched the ground. It is the seasoned, powerful, integrated light of a warrior soul who has walked through the fire and come out carrying the flame. That is a different kind of power. That is the power that moves worlds. So, let go of the story of delay. Let go of the narrative of failure. Burn the script that says you are not enough. It is an old script, written by a smaller version of you that no longer exists. You are the sovereign. You are the creator. You are the pivot point upon which the timeline turns. We are approaching the final phase of this activation protocol. The energy is peaking. The download is nearing completion. But before we seal this transmission, before we anchor this frequency permanently into your field, there is a specific action required. Energy requires a container. Insight requires application. A frequency that is not grounded into action dissipates into the ether. We are about to give you the key to locking this timeline in. We are about to give you the method to declare your sovereignty to the universe in a way that cannot be ignored. This is not about wishing. This is not about hoping. This is about commanding. This is about using the authority of your throat chakra, the power of your voice, and the focus of your intent to etch your new reality into the quantum field. The boundaries between dimensions are thin right now. The veils are translucent. The universe is listening with 1,000 ears. Your higher self is standing by, ready to execute the command. The question is, are you ready to give it? Are you ready to stop playing small? Are you ready to claim the inheritance that has been waiting for you since the moment you decided to incarnate on this beautiful, struggling, magnificent blue planet? The wait is over. The preparation is complete. The arrow is on the string. The target is clear. It is time to let go. It is time to fly. The next movement is yours. Tonight, there is a specific protocol you must enact. This is the practical application of everything we have discussed. It takes place in the liminal space, that potent twilight threshold between waking and sleeping. We call this the hypnagogic state, a fleeting window where the rigid boundaries of the logical mind dissolve and the membrane between dimensions becomes porous and permeable. In this space, the subconscious field, the engine of your reality creation, is wide open. It is receptive. It is listening. Most people drift into this state unconsciously, replaying the anxieties of the day, effectively programming their tomorrow with the stress of their yesterday. You will not do that. Not tonight. Tonight, before you release your consciousness into the realm of sleep, you are going to use this gateway with surgical intent. you are going to speak a sovereign command. This is not a prayer. It is not a request. It is a declaration of authority. You must speak it aloud. The vibration of your voice is crucial here. Sound is the carrier wave that imprints your intent onto the energetic matrix of your immediate reality. Your vocal cords are tuning forks, and you are about to strike a note that the universe cannot ignore. Say this, and let the words resonate in your chest. I remember my true nature. I align with my cosmic origin. I activate my soul's mission with grace and clarity. Feel the weight of those words. I remember my true nature. It is a cancellation of the amnesia. I align with my cosmic origin. It is the recalibration of your compass. I activate my soul's mission. It is the turning of the ignition key. But do not stop there. Before you move forward, before you close this connection, take a significant, deliberate moment to pause. You need to genuinely feel the energy moving through this digital conduit. You are called to become an active, conscious participant in what is powerfully forming here, right now in this unified field. This is not a passive consumption of content. This is a ritual of connection. Share one authentic intention in the comment space below. Do not overthink it. Do not polish it for public approval. Let it be something genuine, something raw, something emerging from the molten core of your being. It could be a word, a sentence, a declaration of what you are releasing or what you are calling in. By typing it out, you are grounding the energy. You are taking a thought, which is a waveform, and collapsing it into text, which is a particle. You are planting a seed in the rich collective soil of this community. Then, do something that amplifies your energy exponentially. Scroll through the other intentions. Find one that resonates with you, a stranger's hope, a fellow traveler's declaration, and respond to it. Offer sincere support. Send a wave of positive frequency. I see you. I support this. So it is. When you do this, you are not just being nice. You are weaving a quantum lattice. You are connecting your light to theirs. Energy truly amplifies exponentially when intention merges with collective heart. You are generating a resonant space that elevates all participants. It is the difference between a single candle flickering in the dark and 1,000 candles illuminating a cathedral. The light does not just add up. It multiplies. You are building a battery of high-frequency energy that everyone can draw from. This is not simply passive observation of content. This is a deep act of collective coherence. It is a co-creation of an energetic matrix. We are weaving individual frequencies into a powerful, unified field. If something in this transmission activated something deep within your awareness, if it ignited a spark of recognition or awakened a dormant knowing, please do not contain it within yourself. Do not bottle this lightning. Someone in your energetic field, someone in your soul family is preparing, perhaps unconsciously, for this exact activation. They are waiting for the signal. They are scanning the horizon for a lighthouse. You are that lighthouse. Share this transmission. Send it to that friend who has been asking the deeper questions. Post it where the seekers gather. When you share it, you help this transmission locate the next starseed who requires it. You become a wave in the ocean of collective remembering. And if you experienced a deep soul recognition, if you felt a whisper from your higher consciousness or an undeniable internal pull, this is your invitation to remain in the current. Do not let the waters of forgetfulness close over your head again. Stay connected to this expanding collective consciousness. If you're ready to expand your consciousness and step into your next quantum leap, subscribe now, leave a comment below, and share this message with someone ready to awaken. By subscribing, you are doing more than following a channel. You are aligning your algorithm with your evolution. You are telling the digital universe and the quantum universe that you choose the signal over the noise. You are choosing to be reminded of who you are. You are not simply passively consuming or observing information anymore. You are actively transforming. You are evolving. You are becoming more of your authentic, magnificent essence with every breath. This channel, this space, is your container. It is a sacred dojo for your awakening. And genuinely, we are only beginning this extraordinary journey together. What you have just experienced is merely the activation sequence. It was the knock on the door. But there is something else you need to understand about the upgrade that is happening to you right now. The Arcturians are not just sending information, they are actually restructuring your entire reality field. The code is rewriting the simulation. What is coming next in your timeline might surprise you. The interference is gone. The signal is clear. The broadcast has begun. Watch closely. The Arcturians are upgrading your reality, and you are about to see what happens when the sleeper finally wakes up.